Hey, so just kind of a quick video, I hope, about whininess. And I know, yes, I don't have my glasses on. They're over there. I'm astigmatic. I don't need them for everything. Um, anyway, quick video about whininess. I see people, they they cop out. They cop out on all kinds of things that they shouldn't, and then they give an excuse. And as I've explained, I'm not one for blaming people. I'm one for fixing the problem. And I'm not one that necessarily says, "Oh, that's just an excuse." But I do see people a lot of times think that it's an either or thing, that there isn't a range, there isn't a spectrum of things that can be causing a problem and you can and cannot get away with. Like, for example, book writing. I'm dysgraphic. I could write a book. It's not worth it. So when I say oftentimes I don't write a book because I'm dysgraphic and I can't do that, I could do that. I actually really could write a book. It would take me much too much effort, much too much pain, much too much that. So oftentimes you when you evaluate somebody saying I can't do this, or well, you don't understand, for me I have this, excuse me, itch, so much itch, air's drying out up here for winter, so I'm just getting itchy. uh, what you really might want to check out is what exactly they mean by that. Do they really can't do that? Do they not want to do that? Or I would say that can't, the range could be can't, really can't. I can't fly because I'm a person, and really that's an excuse and a reason, and it really does mean that. I can't go outside nude with no sunscreen. Well, red hair, blue eyes. I'm gonna. I'm trying to look right at the camera. I'm gonna burn really fast, and it would be unhealthy. Um, I can't run a mile. Well, I'm an asthmatic. Maybe with a lot of effort, I could. All right. But let's go back to the red hair, blue eyes thing. I'm wearing a shirt. I got a hat on. There's sunscreen. I can't go outside because I have red hair, blue eyes. You might look at me and go, oh, "That's bullshit." You've got some stuff. You can go outside. You can make this happen. So this kind of came up as inspiration, and the guy knows it's inspiration. No, I'm not calling him a whiner, but it is just sort of, when you have that thing and you go, oh, that reminds me I could do this. Um, then it's basically when see people say I'm not in a relationship because I'm an Aspie. I really do want to evaluate that. I really do want to sit down and go, probably bullshit. Probably bullshit. If you worked on yourself and if you tried hard and then you could have a relationship. My wife's my wife's ex-husband, he had a friend that came over all the time named Dave, and that may or may not be his real name because Dave, protect the guilty. Uh, Dave didn't want to deal with how hard things were. So he said, well, I don't have a girlfriend because I can't find anyone that meets my standards that wants to be with me. And his standards were really high. He wanted a Japanese girl under 5'6" who was skinny, who had small boobs, who listing it out. And well, the kind of woman that he wanted, pretty much didn't exist. It was sort of a horrible modern Japanime type woman. Um, and B, let's say that somebody very close to that existed. Chances are she had her pick of suitors, and an unathletic, pasty white boy without a horrible lot of education and didn't want to even drive in downtown Reno because he thought the traffic was horrible. It's not. Is not someone she's going to pick. Um, maybe he has the personality she's really going to look for, but let's face it, she's going to look at the outside shell and go, I'm not going to spend the time to get past that. So him being alone really is of his own manufacture. Maybe he really isn't going to be somebody that can be in a relationship. Maybe women aren't his thing, going to be good for him, but he's never going to get past that. So, and then there's other things. Asthma, for example, I was really dogged by my asthma. It was a real killer during the Spartan race, and it was because I had not run enough. But it's really hard for me to run because of my asthma. So do I say, well, I can't do another Spartan race because of my asthma? No, I need to save up, buy a bicycle, and go to the gym more and attack my endurance and my overall cardiovascular system from another angle. It's going to take more work, but it's doable. I happen to know this only because I was not performing near as well as I did a few years ago when I was doing things like I just described. So I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. But I'm not using my asthma to say I can't run a mile. I use my asthma to say I probably shouldn't run a mile. It's not good for me. Um, but I can run, jog, I can do other things, I can fast walk if I'm in good cardiovascular shape. So, and there's another thing. My parents, well, at least my father and my stepmother, have, and my mother is, as we've mentioned, has problems. Let's just use all my parents, but we'll use the example of my father and my stepmother. Have not seen their granddaughter in, but like more than 3 or 4 times since she was born, and she'll be 2 in February. And they have a lot of excuses. Oh, well, it's your stepmother's Lyme disease. Oh, well, we were out of the country. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, the other thing. There's always a reason. For some reason, they can't go see her, but they can see my nephews, children of my younger brother. Somehow they always have time, and their excuse is, oh, well, they can meet us more easily. Well, okay, how about when my in-laws are taking care of my daughter and and we're busy with work and they live, just a few miles away, you guys could go visit them. Oh, well, we don't get along. Oh, well, this, oh, that. Okay, why don't you get along? Oh, there's a reason. There's always an excuse why they can't go see her. And the reason is they don't want to and they won't tell us why. And oftentimes you're going to find when you look at excuses or whininess that it's, I don't want to put in the effort. I don't want to do it. That's the reason. And very few people are strong enough to say that and mean it. Okay? Like, for example, I could ride my motorcycle all winter up here, and we're expecting an El Nino winter. I could do it. I don't want to. I want a car. I want a four-wheel drive, maybe. I want something sealed with a heater. I could do the motorcycle thing. Most of the time, the roads are clear. Even if they are a little slushy, I could do it. I wouldn't go fast. I could do it. Look up Washoe Valley in winter, and I have to go through there sometimes. I could do that. I don't want to. And so, yeah, sometimes people do need to say that. Some people don't want to be responsible for their choices. They don't want to be responsible for not wanting to or not having the energy to or. So they foist that responsibility onto a non-personal outside force, even if it is from internally. Their Asperger's, for example, in this situation. I do see a lot of this on this web series and in the comments. Not as much as you think, but I do see enough. To basically people say, I don't want to, I can't because I'm an Aspie. Or, well, women don't like me because I'm an Aspie. I can't get dates because I'm an Aspie. Can't and not a lot of are very different. I've only dated a handful of women, married one of them. Brilliant. The wife is gone off to work right now. As I said, 60-hour work week. It was because I fucking tried. Often enough, if you're willing to put in the effort, then you'll succeed or not. But you'll fail. Even if you fail honestly. And if you don't want to, be honest about it if you can. Sometimes we all know, as I did the video with white lies, sometimes a white lie is better than the truth. But this is that whole part of that horrible balancing act that all of us Aspies just suck at for the majority of it, or at least aren't nearly as good as other neurotypicals. Personally, I think I do pretty good, and my wife's like, "Yeah, you do pretty good for an Aspie, but you kind of suck for neurotypical. But for you, you're doing pretty good." And there is that sort of, how good are you versus like, if you got one arm and you climb, a moderately difficult, you know, rock formation, that's pretty good. Is it great? No, but things like that. Reese Nelson is a Western martial artist, and he's missing one leg. He fights pretty good for a one-legged guy. I mean, he fights pretty good. He usually holds off most people. But again, we're judging him based on the one leg. Uh, and by the way, he didn't say I can't learn to use a sword because I only have one leg. He just went out and whooped ass. So, whininess, we all do it. We shouldn't. Um, I will call you on your bullshit here. As we said, we're not here to coddle. I will help you. I will not coddle you. Conversely, if you say I can't do something because of X, Y, and Z, don't be surprised if I challenge you. And don't be surprised if others challenge you. And remember, they have the right to challenge you. What's that old line? I have the right to my opinion, and I have the right to the opinion that your opinion is shit. Things like that. Anyway, have a good time.